So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening everyone. I am the one and only Morens Makat, and today pag-uusapan natin ang isang tanong na hindi madalas itanong pero lagi nating nararanasan. Have you ever wondered kung bakit ang iba tuwang-tuwa pag may ulan, pero ikaw parang gusto mo nang umuwi? Si Bestie, kilig na kilig sa bare minimum pero ikaw asar na asar. Pareho naman kayo ng experience, pero bakit magkaiba kayo mag-react? Parang same movie, pero ibang ending sa utak nyo. Well, surprise guys, may scientific explanation dyan. At hindi lang yan tungkol sa ugali or mood swings. It's all about how we each see the world through our own set of mental filters called personal constructs. So, if you ever wondered bakit hindi kayo pareho ng trip, vibes, standards, or reactions kahit tropang-tropa kayo, then buckle up because George Kelly theory might just explain your whole personality. So, game? Tara na? And let's decode your brain in the most fun and mind-blowing way possible. But first guys, pa-warm up muna tayo. So, let's take a look at this picture. Now, what's the first thing that came up to your mind? Is it former adult star, activist and feminist, or just a normal woman? Or, uy, kamukha nang kakilala ko to ah. No judgment guys, but whatever answer you chose actually reveals something about how your brain works, your way of seeing the world. And that's what today's topic is all about. Tara, halungkatin natin yan. So, for learning objectives, after this session, you'll be able to describe Kelly's theory, understand how we create meaning using constructs, and reflect, teka, paano nga ba ako tumitingin sa mundo? So, let's begin. So, sino nga ba si George Kelly? George Kelly was a psychologist born in 1905. At that time, sikat pa sina Freud na all about unconscious stuff and Skinner na behavior lang ang tinitignan. Pero si Kelly guys, ang tanong niya, what if ang tao mismo ang gumagawa ng meaning sa buhay niya? He didn't believe na we're just shaped by trauma or rewards. For him, tayo ang bida. Tayo ang nag-i-interpret sa mga bagay na nangyari sa atin. For example, 7 a.m. class. Ikaw, para sa'yo, okay lang at least maaga yun matatapos. Yung seatmate mo na galing pa sa malayo, para sa kanya, ay grabing torture to. O diba, same event, pero magkaibang meaning. So now, let's move on for the historical context. Hashtag ungkata ng past. Noong time na to, karamihan ng theories parang sinasabi na wala tayong control sa sarili natin. It's either binuo tayo ng childhood trauma or ng ating environment. Pero si Kelly, iba. Sabi niya, people are active thinkers. Imagine, may tropa kang nakipag-break sa jowa niya. Si Freud, sasabihin niya, may unresolved mommy issue yan. Si Skinner, sasabihin niya, siguro na-reinforce siya every time na nagdadrama. Pero si Kelly, ang sasabihin, ano kayang pananaw niya sa love at trust? Ano kayang construct ang nabuo niya? O diba, mas personal, mas may sense for us. So now, let's move on to the core idea of personal construct theory. Lahat daw tayo may sariling way of seeing the world. They are called personal constructs. Para silang mental filters. Halimbawa, yung isa may construct na teachers are strict. Yung isa naman, teachers are mentors. Pag pumasok sila sa class at medyo seryoso yung prof, yung isa, matik manginginig na yan. Iniisip niya na, ay magpaparecitation kaya si sir. Or di kaya naman, magpapasurprise quiz kaya si ma'am. Habang yung isa, excited dyan guys, motivated at ready na sa laban. So constructs are affect how we see, how we feel, and how we act. So check this out guys. A TikTok of Meiko ranting about her love life. Ano kayang maitatawag mo rito? A. Clout chasing. B. Expression of feelings. C. Cringe. Or D. Relate ako dito sis. Your answer? That's another example of how we use constructs to make sense of things. Sabi ni George Kelly, ang personal constructs daw natin ay bipolar. Hindi ito tungkol sa mental health Ang ibig sabihin lang ay may dalawang magkaibang dulo or opposites. Ganito kasi daw tayo mag-isip. Kapag sinabing mabait, may iniisip kang opposite nito. Maybe masungit or suplada. Pag sinabing loyal, ang kabaligtaran, syempre hindi mapagkakatiwalaan. Confident, mayabang ba or self-assured lang. Kumbaga laging may comparison. Parang automatic na, no? Hindi natin lagi napapansin, pero kaya natin nasasabi kung ano ang maganda dahil alam natin kung ano yung hindi maganda. Kaya kapag sinabi mo, ay yan si Kyle, confident siya, you're actually saying that hindi siya mahiyain, hindi siya insecure. Kasi in your head, may reference ka. May standard ka na unconsciously ginagamit. And real talk guys, this is how we see people every single day. Yung kaklase na tahimik, baka sa isip mo, siya type to. Pero sa iba, ang dating niya, snob siya. Same behavior, different interpretation. Depende yan sa constructs natin. Ang point ni Kelly is, wala namang mali agad. Pero importante na alam nating may ganito tayong tendency. Kasi minsan, yung tingin natin sa ibang tao, more about us than more about them. Gets mo? It's powerful stuff, right? So now, let's move on to the man, the scientist metaphor. Sabi ni George Kelly, we're like scientists. Pero chill lang guys. Hindi naman yung may lab coat at test tube vibes. Ibig sabihin lang is, we try to make sense of the world around us. Gumagawa tayo ng sarili nating hula or what we call constructs. Tapos, sinusubukan nating itest kung tama ba sila. Halimbawa, yung constructs mo is, pag di nagre-reply, ayaw na niya sa akin. So, every time na nasa-sin zone ka, iniisip mo agad na, ayan na, ghosting era na naman. Break na kami, tapos na to, bounce na ako. Pero later, nalaman mong, ikaw naman, nalobat lang pala siya. Or natulog lang siya, ganun. Or nawalan lang ng signal. So, anong ginagawa mo ngayon? Binabago mo yung constructs mo. Next time na hindi siya mag-reply agad, ang iniisip mo na, baka busy lang siya, or baka may nangyari. So, guys, boom! You just revised your mental hypothesis. Parang scientist sa sarili mong buhay. Ganito raw tayo mag-function araw-araw, sabi ni Kelly. Gumagawa tayo ng theories about people, situations, love, life, tropa, or prof. Tapos, ina-adjust natin yan kapag may bago tayong evidence. So, technically, bawat akala ko napapalitan ng, gets ko na. That's you being your own scientist. Ang galing, no? So, now, for the structure of construct system, ganito yan. Hindi lahat ng paniniwala natin sa buhay ay pantay-pantay. Sabi ni Kelly, may dalawang klase ng constructs. Una, core constructs. Ito yung mga paniniwalang sobrang lalim. Sobrang lalim, guys. Parang ugat ng pagkatao mo. For example, importante sa akin na maging independent. Or, hindi ako basta-basta na nagtitiwala sa tao. Ito yung mga beliefs na matagal na sa'yo and usually galing sa experience mo yan growing up. Mahirap baguhin kasi feeling mo, ito ka na talaga. Pangalawa naman is peripheral constructs. Ito naman yung mas flexible daw, sabi niya. Mga paniniwala or preferences na pwede pang mabago. For example, type ko talaga guys yung mga tahimik, sabi mong ganun. Pero biglang may dumating sa buhay mo na makulit pero super sweet. Tapos marirealize mo, ay ba, pwede rin naman pala yun. So ayun, may beliefs tayo na parang bato, solid, hindi natitinag. At meron din naman parang clay lang. Pwedeng i-mold, pwedeng i-adjust. Depende sa sitwasyon o sa taong kaharap mo. Kaya minsan, nagugulat tayo sa sarili natin. Yung akala mong di mo tayo pero nahulog ka. Yung akala mong hindi ka magfo-forgive pero napatawad mo. That's your construct system shifting. Tao ka eh, nagbabago. At ayon kay Kelly, normal lang yan. So for how constructs form and change, paano nga ba nabubuo ang constructs? It is from experience, from family, from social media, from heartbreaks, from reflection. For example, as a kid, akala mo success ay kapag mataas ang grades. Pero ngayon, success, yun yung makatulog ng maayos at walang iniisip na school works and tasks. We change our constructs as we grow. Let's take a look sa video ito.
Naniniwala tayo doon sa kasabihan na habang may buhay, may
pag-asa.
Habang may buhay, may
Pag-asa.
Habang may buhay, may
Pag-asa.
pagsubok. Na talagang ang ating buhay, habang may buhay, mayroong
Pag-asa.
habang may buhay, may
Pag-asa.
pagbangon. Kapag mayroong pagsubok at mayroong pagbangon, saka pa lang natin mauunawaan na habang may buhay, may pag-ibig.
Ikaw ang tatanungin, habang may buhay may hope, chismis, problema, utang. So your answer shows your outlook on life. That's another example of how construct shape our thinking. For anxiety and threat in the construct theory, okay, imagine this. May nangyari sa buhay mo, tapos biglang, hala, ano to? Di ko gets. Di ko alam kung paano mag-react. That feeling, that anxiety, yun ay ayon kay Kelly. Nangyayari yan kapag meron daw tayong mga experience na hindi swak sa kahit anong construct natin. Parang hindi mo malabel, hindi mo maklasify. Kaya ka nabe-burn out minsan o nalilito kasi nga wala kang mental folder para daw doon. Pero may isa pang mas malalim, yung threat. Ito naman yung pakiramdam na parang yumanig ang buong pagkatao mo. Kasi yung mismong core belief mo, yung paniniwalang matagal lang nakaset sa utak mo, biglang natamaan. Okay, so for example, all of your life naniniwala ka na friends will always have my back. Friends will always have my back. Tapos one day, iniwan ka ng tropa mo nung pinakakailangan mo sila. Boom! Parang gumuho yung mundo mo. That's not just anxiety, guys. That's threat. Kasi nga, na-shake yung very foundation ng identity mo. Masakit? Oo. Pero sabi ni Kelly, doon nagsisimula yung growth. Kapag nasira yung luma mong belief, napipilitan kang mag-rethink. Yes, it hurts. But that's how also we rebuild meaning. Mas mature, mas real, mas align sa kung sino ka ngayon. Kung sino ka na ngayon. Parang heartbroken ka, pero eventually, nare-realize mo, kaya pala nangyari yun. Now I know better. That's you guys leveling up your construct system. And that's growth, babes. So, ano nga ba tong repertory grid technique na to? Dito mo malalaman kung ano ang constructs mo talaga. Well, si Kelly may ginawang tool. Ang tawag dito ay repertory grid. Hindi siya complicated, promise. Parang guided self-reflection lang. Ganito siya. Una, maglalagay ka ng listahan ng mga taong kilala mo. Pwedeng mga tropa, jowa, ex, fam, classmates, kahit sino na naging part ng buhay mo. Then, i-compare mo sila gamit ang traits na magka-kontra. Like, sino sa kanila ang pinaka-honest? Sino ang medyo dishonest? O kaya, sino ang mas maasikaso? Sino yung parang palaging wala? As you go through that process, unti-unti mong makikita yung pattern. Anong traits ba yung consistent na hinahanap mo sa isang tao? Saan ka madalas mag-judge? Ano yung standards mo minsan kahit unconsciously? For example, kung madalas mong i-point out kung sino yung loyal versus two-timer, baka yun talaga yung importante sa'yo. Maybe dahil may personal experience ka with betrayal. This tool, guys, is super helpful sa therapy, self-discovery, at even sa pag-maintain ng healthy relationships. Kasi once you understand your construct, mas aware ka kung bakit ka na-attract sa certain people or bakit may mga ugali na automatic turn off sa'yo. Parang, ikaw mismo yung nagde-decode sa personality mo. Sobrang powerful, di ba? So, bakit nga ba mahalaga tong theory na to? Simple lang. Lahat tayo may sariling way of seeing the world. May sariling lens, kumbaga. At dahil dyan, naiintindihan natin kung bakit magkaibang reaksyon ng mga tao sa iisang sitwasyon. Yung isa chill lang, yung isa triggered na. Bakit? Kasi nga, magkaiba sila ng construct. Natututo tayo maging mas empathetic. Instead of saying, ay, ang OA mo naman sis, we pause and think, maybe, iba lang ang pinagdadaanan niya. Iba ang lens niya. Tapos, sobrang useful pa nito when it comes to therapy, counseling, and education. Kasi the more we understand how someone thinks, the better we can help, we can support, or guide them. Kung lahat ng tao ay aware na may kanya-kanya tayong lens ng mundo, mas less ang misunderstanding, mas less ang judgments, at mas more ang patience, respect, and genuine connection. Ang ganda, diba? Hindi natin kailangan mag-agree palagi, pero kung naiintindihan natin kung saan nanggagaling yung isa't isa, that's where real growth begins. So, let's be real, guys. Walang theory na perfect. Pero ang ganda ng ginawa ni George Kelly kasi iba yung approach niya. Let's start with strengths. Una, it values your uniqueness. Hindi ka lang number sa test, hindi ka lang introvert or extrovert. Ikaw isang taong may sariling way of thinking, seeing, and making sense of life. And for Kelly, that matters. Your perspective matters. Pangalawa, it respects that we're all meaning makers. Ibig sabihin, we don't just react, we reflect, we interpret, we assign value to things. Pero syempre, may limitations din yan, guys. First, sabi dito, medyo mahirap sukatin ang constructs scientifically. Paano mo nga naman i-measure ang trust versus distrust ng isang tao in numbers, di ba? Medyo challenging yan sa research world. Second, it's kinda abstract. Hindi kasing concrete ng theories na may behavior charts or test scores. Kaya minsan, ang hirap i-prove ng mga ideas sa lab setting. Pero here's the twist. Kahit abstract siya, sobrang useful niya in real life. Yun nga, sa therapy, sa counseling, at sa pag-intindi sa sarili mo. And most of all, syempre sa pag-intindi sa iba. So yeah, maybe hindi siya test-friendly, pero if you're looking for something that helps you reflect on who you are, how you see the world, and how you relate to others, then this theory, gold to sis. Sinasabi ko sa iyo, 10 over 10. Because sometimes, what makes a theory powerful isn't how measurable it is, but how deeply it helps us understand what it means to be human. So, let's move on to the summary and reflection for this lesson. George Kelly personal constructs theory isn't just about psychology terms or academic concepts. It's about you, guys. It's about how you as a person try to make sense of the messy, beautiful, and confusing world around you. You create your own meaning. Your experiences shapes the lens you use. And the best part, you can always revise that lens. Hindi ka stuck. You're allowed to change. Think about it. Baka dati akala mo malakas ka kapag hindi ka umiiyak. Pero ngayon, maybe you're starting to believe that real strength means being soft and vulnerable too. So before we end, I leave you with one question. Ano-ano ang mga core constructs mo? Are they helping you become the best of yourself? Or are they quietly keeping you small? As Kelly's message reminds us, we don't see the world as it is. We see it through the filters of who we are. So, keep growing, keep reflecting, and hopefully keep evolving with more kindness to others and especially, guys, to yourself. Thank you so much, everyone, and may your personal constructs always move you forward with a heart and purpose.